Hello, my name is Grin, and this is my beard. So, what crumbs are in my beard today? Uh, I kind of want to tell a story about when I was younger and how I gave up or quit doing marijuana. Hmm, this seems like a great subject, doesn't it? So, when I was I don't know what 15 years old, there was a certain guy that I knew who could procure marijuana for me when I needed it. Of course, he would add a premium to it, and I had some friends who would get it from me. Um, Now, one day, this guy and I told him that I wanted to get some marijuana, and so he had me come with him to another friend's house who had the marijuana. And so I went with him, and we get to this guy's house. It's up on a hill. I live in a small town, so there's not a lot of buildings and whatnot. It's far away from the city. So there's just a few houses, but it's up on a hill, and you can see the town below, if you want to call it a town, very small town, just like six stores and a convenience store or something like that. That's pretty much all there was. We went to this guy's house and we come in. I know who he is. I just don't really like him too much. He's not somebody that I would hang out with normally. I don't want to use names, so I'm just going to call him Mr. Vato because that was his style, Vato. And so me and my friend were there smoking some of the weed, and my friend and him go into the kitchen. I guess they're gonna get me my amount of what I want, and a few minutes later, Vato comes out and he's got this gun. It's a Glock. It's a 9 millimeter, or it's a nine. It's a 9 millimeter gun, and cocks it and points it at me. I'm just sitting on the sofa and I just look at it and I'm like, "Wow, man, it's a nice gun." And he's like, "What would you do if I killed you?" I'd be like, "Well, that would suck. That is a really nice gun. Where'd you get it? Can I get one? Can you like get one for me? How do I? Can I buy one from you or something?" Just trying to get his mind off of whatever crazy shit is inside of his head. And I guess because I wasn't reacting to it, the fact that he had this gun in my face, maybe he decided, "Yeah, I don't want to kill this kid." And he took the gun. He took out the clip. He undid he released the chamber, the bullet that was in the chamber, and was like, "May I see it? Let me check. Let me take a look at it." He handed it to me, unloaded, of course. I checked it out. I'm like, "Oh, it's a 9 millimeter. It's pretty nice. It's nice and light. It's easy to handle. How much you pay for something like that?" Asked him a few questions like that. He didn't really have any answers. I don't think it was even his gun. Probably his dad's gun or something. But at any rate, he's like, "Hey, check this out." Gets the gun away from me, puts the clip back in, cocks it. It's like, "Come on." And my other friend, I'm not going to say his name either, and Vato and I, we went outside, and Vato looked down at the town because we're up on that hill, and just pulled the gun out and started shooting into the town. No rhyme or reason, just shooting. I think there was what it was 10 rounds that he shot. No care in the world for if it hit anything, just shooting. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's great." Now he shot a gun in the town, so there's a possibility that maybe police will like roll up at some point in time. Somebody's gonna complain there's gunshots. So I'm like, "Oh man, that's it. That's pretty cool, man. I would never be able to do something like that. You got a lot more balls than I got." But at any rate, my guys that I'm buying this weed from you guys to get for the other guys, they're waiting for me. So if I can just get that marijuana and just go, that would be great because I don't want to lose the sale. And they're like, all right. So they gave me the marijuana and I stashed it in my hidey place. And I was like, all right, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. And got on my bike and rode home. So, wow, that was pretty crazy. That was pretty damn crazy. But then I went to my house. I called all my friends to come over to, partake in the marijuana that I had bought, just to kind of have a party. And the three good friends that I had at the time, and yeah, they all came over about half an hour later, walking up, and came in and I had made this weed pipe that was just it was really well done. I made it was a good weed pipe. Everybody was like, "Yeah, that makes it easy to smoke the weed." So we were smoking the weed, and one of the kids, one of the my friends, got all like tweaked out. I don't know. He was just his eyes rolled back in his head, and he fell on the ground, started planking, something weird like that, and I was like, "What the hell is this? Are you okay?" And nobody would say what was wrong with him. Now, looking back, it's obvious he was tweaking. He was on cocaine or something like that. I don't know. He must have been snorting something. His nose was bleeding. Uh, and I was like, oh man, I have no idea what's wrong with you. And I was a stupid 15-year-old kid. So it's like, I had just got this like crystal thing. And I'm thinking, I wonder if I can use this somehow. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like reading some new age nonsense or something like that about crystals and healing. And I got out the crystal. I'm like, let's see if we can figure something out. Like pointing at him and holding it, and like trying to feel something. I'm like, nope, I don't feel anything. There's nothing. I have no idea if this does anything. I don't know. This a bunch of bullshit to me, I guess. I put it away and I'm like, well, I have no idea what's wrong with you, man. You want me to like uh call a ambulance or something like that? And he's like, nah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. And then I went to use the toilet, and when I came back out, my friends were gone. All three of them. I was like, the hell they go? Of course, my house had these windows, really big windows that you could see all the way around, basically. So I looked outside and I see them leaving. Not didn't say anything. Didn't say we're gonna go somewhere else or nothing like that. They just came over, smoked my weed, and left. I was pretty messed up about that. I was like, man, today is just a weird day. This today kind of sucks. I can't believe that my friends just. I got a gun pointed at me, saw someone break all kinds of laws, and all my friends left me. So I was pretty pissed. And I had my grandma lived with us at the time. She was in a little trailer outside of it. We had a double wide home, and below that she lived in a trailer. It's the way she wanted. She just wanted her own little trailer to live in. So I didn't want to like smoke any more weed at that point in time. When she sees that my friends are gone, she might come up and see me. So I went down to this work shed that my stepfather had built, and I was so upset. I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna smoke it. I'm gonna smoke all of this weed." I smoked like I think I smoked the whole thing. Must have smoked the whole thing, but because next thing I know, I'm back in my kitchen. I'm hungry, of course. You smoke that much weed, you get hungry. And I'm sitting there in the kitchen making a sandwich because I'm hungry, and my grandma comes up to the house from her trailer. I'm like, oh shit, she's gonna look at me. She's gonna know I'm stoned out of my mind. All right, so I just gotta act normal. And I'm telling myself, all right, just make it look like you're making a sandwich. Make it look like you're making a sandwich. Make it look like you're making a sandwich. And then it kind of dawned on me in my haze of drug induced stupidity. I am making a sandwich. I don't need to make it look, I am making a sandwich. And I just stopped and I was like, my grandma, she's getting older, and let's say something happened. If I'm so stupid from using marijuana that I can't even think about what I need to do, and I have to force myself to make a sandwich or to pretend that I'm making a sandwich, even when I'm making a sandwich, it just doesn't make sense. I'm out of my mind. There's nothing I could do if something happened. I wouldn't know what to do. I couldn't help my friend. They all left. Uh, and if something happened to my grandma, I'd be terrible. I'd just be devastated if I couldn't do anything to help. She looks at me and says, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "You know what? Right now, yeah, I'm fine. I'm perfect. Better than perfect." Because that was when I decided I'm never gonna smoke marijuana or do drugs ever again. And he said, "Okay, all right. I'm gonna go back down to my trailer. Enjoy your sandwich." She had just come up to make sure I was eating if I was hungry. She lived through the depression, so every 10 minutes she's asking, "Are you guys hungry? Are you hungry? You want me to make you something?" Uh, it's just her way of doing things. So she saw me making a sandwich, and like, okay, he's fine. He's making a sandwich. He's making something for him to eat. And that was kind of the last time. I never talked to those people again. Um, the friend that I went with to Vato's house, I did talk to him again, but there was one other incident that happened after that that just uh, finished it off. And I gave up on that friendship and some other friendships too because of those kinds of things that happen. But just to it's just a story that I thought maybe I should share, get it off of my chest and get it out in words how things happen. And I guess I'm lucky to be alive so many times. I could tell you, I've got plenty of stories about how I should have died, but I didn't. And I think that friend that I went with to Vato's house was just trying to get me killed because he kept doing stuff like this where we go to dangerous places and not have to be kind of on my own in that point and use my brain to get out of a sticky situation while he's just over on the sidelines doing whatever, or in the other room or in the kitchen while I'm out with his Vato friend and has got his gun pointed at my head. And stuff like that happened a few times. And I think he was really upset with me and never got over the fact that a long time ago, before we became friends, we got in a fight. And yeah, I got him in trouble because he, I wouldn't take his shit. And so we ended up getting in a fight, and it was basically his fault. And he got in trouble with the school for that. And I don't think he ever really forgave me for it, even though he was friendly afterwards. But he was smart. He was a smart guy, so he knew how to like work around things and get into places or do or be a part of things. Or he was just scheming. I could tell you stories about that, but anyways, the point is that think straight, think clearly. It's important, and can't do that when you're smoking weed. Now, I'm not saying it's bad. Just saying I don't like not being able to think clearly. So if you enjoy your marijuana, do it. Just do it safely and uh, do it in moderation. Or what is moderation? Just do it in a capacity that you are capable of staying in control. That's kind of how I feel. Once it becomes something that takes you out of your control, where you no longer have control over what you are doing or what you need to do, that's when you need to either cut back or just stop completely. All right. Thanks. And the whole subscribe and like stuff, I'm not even going to do that anymore. This is going to be the last time I say it. And I'm not even asking for it. I'm just going to say that I don't like doing that. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people subscribe, like, or share or whatever. These videos are not for that. They're just for me and my family and people who I know, or anyone who's interested. If you're interested, great. Do whatever you're gonna do. If you enjoyed it, cool. You don't even have to like it. Just go on with yourself. All right.